versus Peter in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Like, these two characters are both... Okay. My live just got age restricted. For reasons that I don't understand because whatever. Anyways, these two characters are like both the leads in rom-coms. They're both supposed to be like a funny guy, but like only one of them demonstrates that he's like a good person. And I think that gives like a really bad representation to anybody watching that movie, that like, one, people are entitled to other people, and two, like, that your partner should make jokes at your expense. Like, every Vince Vaughn movie he's like making jokes at the expense of the girl he likes. Like, that's gross. Whereas like Adam Sandler movies, he's always like very chivalrous, which I appreciate. And I just think that like it would have been nice to see a movie about Barbie where she's like treated very kindly, and like Ken and her love each other really deeply, because honestly I don't think there are a lot of movies that accurately depict that. I would say one of the few movies I've seen that I'm like, oh, like that's a really kind, genuine, valuable romance, and that's something I would like to emulate, is like by the end of Pretty Woman. I think that like they really truly love each other, and that's shown well through like their intimacy. And I just don't think that a lot of like movies that include romance make a romance that I'd be interested in like replicating, which is like, yikes. Because I'm glad I didn't watch those movies when I was younger. I would have gotten like some really bad ideas about the kind of guy who's kind. They never do Vince Vaughn, especially in that one movie in the scene doing the dishes. Oh my god. So that is Vince Vaughn in, I think, The Breakup, where he is just like the worst person in the world. Like, that's the problem with Vince Vaughn, is that he's just literally the worst person in the world every time you see him. Like, I don't understand. I don't know why he was like, he had like a grip on like rom-coms, because every time I watch a movie with him, I'm like, oh my god, I would never date you. Like, you would make me so miserable. Like, I think a Barbie 2 movie really gets to see real life and some real representation of dating. Like, I guess my thoughts is that, like, I just don't think, despite the fact that rom-coms are very common and that romance is very common in Hollywood, I don't think that there's a lot of movies that, like, if you take a step back and you're like, okay, is this going to be a loving relationship? The answer is usually no. And I know that from watching the Barbie movies as a kid, it was always yes. It was always, like, Ken is loving and kind and sweet, and, like, I remember, like, when I was in the theaters, I remember, like, just gradually getting more and more pissed off, because I was like, this is not Ken. He would literally never do that. Like, that's not who he is. He's so sweet. Like, stop. It was just so frustrating. What do you do as a job? I mean, I'm a full-time student. I'm a junior at Carnegie Mellon right now, so every little boy wants a Barbie and every little girl wants her own real life Ken. Yeah, I mean, in the sense that if they were kind to each other, like, I just don't get, like, I just feel like the portrayal of Ken in every, like, Mattel